Guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighborhood Ubigus here, back again with another Binding of Isaac Afterbirth video. We're doing the daily run. This time, it appears we're gonna be Maggie. Let's see what goes down here. Alright, I'm gonna hit the pause just to soak it all in. Alright, so I now know, thanks to recent learnings, that the thing on the left tells me how far I have to go. Which means this run needs to beat Satan. So that's cool. Other than that, yeah, let's just fucking go. We're Maggie. Let's go ham. It's not gonna be great, but you know what? God damn it if I don't enjoy it. At the very least, I don't lose the run upon being hit once. That'll be nice. I will say, my most, I guess my least enjoyable part about the daily run so far is the fact that we've had to be the Lost twice. It actually pisses me off so much. I hate the Lost. I wish that he didn't exist. Just simply, like, you know what, even if he just didn't exist for dailies, if that was it. If he existed in the game, if you still had to do him for a real Plague God and shit like that, whatever, I can live with that. But just, oh shit, yeah, that's actually really good. Just fucking remove him from dailies, alright? Just fuck that guy, alright? Nobody likes him. He's nobody's friend, I'll tell you that. He's the kind of guy who you just kind of invite over because you feel guilt-tripped into it, you know? Nobody really likes him. It's just like, you know, you were introduced to him by a friend of yours, and then you don't want to make that friend of yours upset with you and not invite his friend, what you perceive as his friend, but in reality, they're not even friends. It's just like, he was like, hey man, I mean, just, you know, I feel bad about not inviting this guy, because he went through the same thing. It's like a fucking paradox, though. It's like, did the chicken or the egg come first? Did somebody actually, was somebody actually friends with him and got guilt-tripped into it, or did he just, which thing happened? I'm gonna move on from that point, and we're gonna leap forward into this run. Oh, shit. So, I don't know if you guys know about this YouTube channel, but it's great. It's called Scam School. I would recommend it to everybody. And don't take the name or the, I guess, the delivery, the context. Don't take it like, I guess, verbatim, you know? I want to warn you of that, because I have seen quite a number of comments on Scam School videos where it's like, all you do is teach people how to lie and cheat and essentially to get free drinks from people, and it's like, that's really not the point, though. So anyway, but it's great. It's a really entertaining channel. Brian Brushwood is one of my favorite people of all time. I fucking love that guy. He's just cool as hell. But there was a great like puzzle, I guess, that he. So a lot of the stuff they do is kind of just like thought-provoking shit, where it's like, you know, you give people in the bar this like crazy puzzle, this riddle, if you will, and then you know, you challenge them. It's like, hey, if you can figure this out, I'll buy you a drink. But if you don't figure it out, then you have to buy me a drink, and then I'll tell you the answer or whatever, something like that. But they're really interesting. A lot of them are really fucking sweet, and the latest one that I saw was really cool. And it honestly, it took me a bit to like, I couldn't figure it out on my own, I'll be honest. But if you don't know what it is, you can look it up. It's like, you know, youtube.com/scamschool. I think it's called like the Potato Paradox or something like that. It's not a paradox, but that's, I think, the name of the episode. And it's pretty cool. Basically, the idea is that you have 1,000 pounds of stuff, right? And by weight, 10% of it, by weight, right? 10% of it is potato stuff. And then, or not 10%, 1%, sorry. 1% is potato stuff, which means that it would be, fucking, oh Jesus. It would be, 10 pounds. Sorry, my brain is fried right now. So you have 1% potato stuff, and you have 99% water. And the question is, if you know, if this thing is left overnight and water begins to evaporate, and it reaches this point, right, where the balance now is 2% potato stuff, so 98% water. How much weight did you lose? That's the question, right? And it pretty much, it's crazy. If you want to try figuring it out yourself, go for it. And remember, it's by weight, 99% is water. So don't try and bring in any like bullshit density or shit like that. It's a very simple thing. But basically, I'll spoil the answer for you. The answer is the total weight of the mixture, I guess you will, if you will, after the evaporation, after it is now 2% potato stuff, 98% water, the total weight is going to be 500 pounds, half the weight. And it's kind of weird. It's a cool one. I knew the answer wouldn't be as simple as like, oh, well, you lop off 1% of the weight. Like, I definitely knew that wasn't going to be the case immediately, but I couldn't, like, really do it on my own. I don't know. But after the answer was shared, I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. But I love shit like that. It's so cool. And if you want to know how the math works out, it's basically just because what you're doing is basically the same weighing potato stuff, right? The same amount of potato stuff. So the 10 pounds of potato stuff now has to be 2%, right? That's it. If you think of it that way, what is you know, you take the 10 pounds. Okay, this is actually fucking with my head. All right, that room was weird. But if you just have 10 pounds of potato stuff and now it's 2%, how much does the total weigh? 500 pounds, right? Easy. Easy. And there's other ways to do it. Like there's many ways to go about figuring it out, you know. There's a lot of different ways to prove that is the case. But it does kind of go against the general logic, gut reaction sort of a thing. Which is why I like it. I love stuff like that. Alright, Peep, you're gonna need to chill the fuck out, bro. I don't like you, and also I have no damage up. I don't like you, Peep. I don't like you. Oh, so I also, the other night, I knew I was gonna take red heart damage. Fuck my life, dude. Fuck Peep. This guy sucks. This is the original bullshit excessive health boss. The original. Fucking stop with the eyes, alright? They're bouncing in weird ways that are unpredictable and bullshit. Fucking knock it off, alright? The eyeballs collide with the same thing in the same pattern, the same fucking time window, and all this bullshit, and they're just doing different shit. It's crazy. So the other night, I decided to start rewatching the Indiana Jones movies because I've seen them all, right? And of course I'm referring to the trilogy because, you know, there was that attempted reboot that shall not be named, and I say reboot kind of tongue-in-cheek like, but like I have seen them, absolutely, I've seen them all, but I barely remember them because I was fairly young. And so I decided to essentially refresh my memory. And I started with obviously I'm going to go in order, so I started with Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is a really good movie. It's just really good, honestly. It's just very well directed, it's very well written, it's just very good. I don't know, there's just so much good shit about it. I mean, the ending, I'll be honest with you, the ending seems like a tad bit of a cop-out to me, but I understand that it fits with the theme, and that's why it's okay. You know what? I'm living life on the edge right now. Yeah, I think the ending might I don't think it's unreasonable to see the ending as a bit of a cop-out. I think that's a perfectly reasonable stance to take. And that's why I've taken it. Because, I mean, it is. It's kind of like the classical fucking, like, well, how do we make our heroes win? Well, let's just have some inexplicable force kill all the evil people, you know. But it was still the thing is, I forgive it because although it's a bit of a cop-out, that sequence is pretty fucking awesome looking. And I do like it. And if you haven't seen the movie, first of all, you need to. And secondly, probably, like, you know, mute or something for a second if you don't want the incredibly obvious ending that nobody was confused about or whatever. All I'm trying to say is I'm about to say exactly what happens. Basically, the crazy fucking Nazis open the Ark and get their faces blown off. And some of them get it, like, evaporated and shit. It's great. It's a really cool scene. But it is kind of the, you know, it is kind of a cop-out. I don't know. But most of it, there's only one real part of the movie that I saw and I was like, this did not age well. Because the movie is all, not literally all, but like the vast majority of the movie is practical effects and stuff like that, which means that it ages really well. And a lot of the focus is less on the fantastic, and a lot more of the focus is on characters and also the story, which is what makes it so good. Because it ages super well, right? There's never going to be like a character piece kind of movie that ages poorly, you know? Because as long as the focus is maintained on the character, then it doesn't really matter how old the movie is, you know? Because character won't change. I mean, I guess it kind of will, but it's interesting. It aged well. It was an enjoyable movie. And the other thing I liked about it was that the fight scenes were fucking fight scenes, you know? Like, that's a thing that is so sad about movies today. The fight scenes are not fight scenes. And I've talked about the whole implied action thing before. And it sucks. But, like, not only implied action, but also I guess the implications of implied action, which is obviously redundant, but basically, like, the whole implied action basically creates poor camera work, if that makes sense. Come on. Because implied action is just, you know, it's essentially poorly framed action, right, at its roots. If you don't know what I mean by implied action, I mean, you know, action is about to happen, shit's going crazy, fucking, you know, shit's going down hardcore, it's awesome, crazy shit's happening, and then suddenly, you know, fight scene breaks out, two characters are about to get in a fist fight, and then shake a cam, quick cuts, craziness, oh my god, look at all this action that's happening, whoa, shit, far out, woo, you know? And, like, literally you don't see any punches actually connecting, you don't see any interaction really at all, you know? It's all implied. It's all just, you see movement and your brain registers it as action, right? But in Indiana Jones, you see it. When Indy is having a fist fight with the freaky, like, inhumanly large German, right? Who gets ended in a spectacular fashion. In that sequence, like, you see them throwing punches and connecting, right? Like, obviously it's choreographed, and they're not literally fighting each other and punching each other, like, you know, as hard as people who are fighting for their life would be. But it's a hell of a lot more convincing than a punch is beginning to swing and cut, and now the punch is being retracted, which happens to be all current action movies. You miss the actual hit, you know. The thing that they imply is the actual hit, which is so stupid. We want to see the hit. I don't want to see it cut before the hit, and then after the cut happens, like after it's over, then, you know, oh look, the hit happened, now we're retracting, now we're recovering from the hit. Nah, choreograph the fights, you dummies. Like, goddamn, man. You're making an action movie. Put some effort into the, oh, I don't know, action. And even, like, one of the few things that the movie that will not be named, the Indiana Jones movie that will not be named, one of the things that actually did well was it actually maintained the whole Indiana Jones fighting sort of thing. How can I not hit this enemy? Die. Thank you. But, like, for however awful a movie it was, it had action, you know? Like, there's the fight scene on the Jeeps, which is, you know, obviously cheesy and really fucking stupid, but at the very least, it's a fight scene, right? You see the action. There's action that's actively happening. And yeah, they jump cut a bit and it's gross, but I mean, like, it's still, at the very least, there's something. There's some meat to it. You're not staring at the screen and being like, did they fight? I'm not sure what's going on here. Was that a fight? You know, because you see it. It happened. It happened right before your very goddamn eyes. Why? Why hosts? And like, yeah, for all the awful things the movie does, I mean, it kind of sort of makes up for it in a few spots. In fact, did Indiana Jones Voldemort, did that, God, was that written by Spielberg? I honestly don't remember at this point. I wouldn't be shocked if it was. But I was talking to my dad about it, and I made a joke about how the part where Indy climbs into a lead-painted fridge or whatever, or I guess just probably just a lead fridge, I don't quite remember, I'll be honest. But you know, he climbs into the fridge and somehow survives a nuclear explosion. I guarantee you that, like, he heard, I'm gonna just assume it's Spielberg. So Spielberg heard somewhere along the line that, like, whoa, did you hear that lead protects from nuclear fallout? Right? And that was like this idea that was put into his head. It got incepted into his brain. God damn it, super greed. You know, it just got thrown into his brain like years ago, right? And it was like, that's a cool, interesting thing. And then, you know, doesn't do anything about it, doesn't think anything of it. And then, like, tens of years down the road, he's making a new Indiana Jones movie. And then this fucking idea pops into his head and is like, wouldn't it be cool if we had the whole lead and nuclear thing? And then he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that, I'll figure that out. And then he just, like, forgets the part that it's fallout. You know, it's a fallout thing, it's not a blast thing. And then Indy just fucking survives a nuclear blast. Also, this is not a fair room. This is a bullshit room. Like, that's what happened, you know? Spielberg just, like, had this idea bouncing around in his head, hadn't put any thought to it, and then suddenly he just vomits it into a script and keeps it into the final cut. And nobody stopped him. I was like, hey, so are we not going to talk about this, like, you know, God, how heavy are actually nuclear explosions? I don't know how heavy they are. They're pretty fucking heavy, though, right? Like, it levels a city. I'm not sure the actual specific megatonnage. But, you know, you fucking, it's like, hey, Spielberg, we're not going to talk about the fact that this multi-megaton bomb that would level a city is just, he's fine. You know, he lives through it. Like, there's no that's just fine to you. Well, he's in the fridge, so I'm sure he'll be okay. No, but it levels a city, bud. It levels a city. You wouldn't, there's no, you see, how did nobody stop him? How did they just make it through? I don't know. It's fucking funny to me. But yeah, it's just, the movie's really awful, but it does actually have very few redeeming qualities. Non-zero, but very few. Hey, Yoker. The Serious Sack, oh shit, yeah, has dropped me a lot of trinkets, and I don't know if I give a shit about that. Oh well. Hey. Oh shit, putting money in this reduces my score. That's interesting. Oh well. Why am I putting money into it? Why can't I just be bombing it? Probably should have gone with Satanic Bible. Oh shit, it blows up. Oh, okay, that's why I wasn't bombing it. Whoops. The soul's good though. I'm not upset about that. Oh, you know what? I just realized getting Death's Touch was probably a bad thing. The damage up is nice, but now I get piercing, which is not quite good. Oh well, here we go. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, that's right. So the old Indiana Jones movies really remind me all the shit I dislike about current movies, you know? Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking pop this down and blow him the fuck up. Blow him to kingdom come. Because, yeah, movies today, especially, you know, I'm obviously talking about American movies. I'm not very educated on foreign films of this day and age, so I apologize. But, at the very least, I can definitely confirm that American movies nowadays are pretty much not entirely devoid of substance, right? That's just kind of like, I don't know, not arrogant, but ignorant, I guess. But a lot of the popular movies are fairly devoid of substance. I mean, if you look at, you know, the Transformers movies or Avatar, like, all these are movies that are wildly popular, with little to no actual substance, like, story-wise, or even good, you know, film making. I don't know. Avatar, yeah, it's beautiful, alright, I get it. If you just want to look at a movie and that's it, yeah, I mean, it's gorgeous, sure. Although, I'll be honest, it's aged pretty poorly. Which is a weird thing to say because it's not an old movie. But if you look at it today, you're probably like, it doesn't look very good, does it? At least that's the way I look at it. I don't know, maybe I'm weird or something. But visually, like, yeah, Avatar was a gorgeous movie. It's still arguably gorgeous. I think it actually aged so poorly, but, you know, whatever. But when it comes down to it, if you're looking for a movie that has a unique plot and good filmmaking in things like shots, and I don't know how that hit me, Avatar's not the, alright. I'm just not paying attention at all for some reason, and I don't understand why. My brain is just fucking breaking right now. But yeah, like, I don't know. Avatar's like, meh. It's meh. You know, it's like feh. And then obviously the Transformers movies are an abomination. But that's what people like. People eat that shit up. They eat that shit right the fuck up. They just lop it up. Lap it up. Lap. That's right. Lap. Lap like a dog drinking fucking water out of bowl. Out of bowl. Good job, me. But yeah, I mean, like, and again, that it is a generalization. I don't think it's an unreasonable generalization because there are so few movies that aren't like that. But that's why I really like Tarantino. I love Tarantino. A lot of people, it's so funny to me seeing opinions on Tarantino. Yeah, the dude's a bit crazy. All right, I'll admit that. In the head, he's a bit fucked in the head, just a little bit. It's not like dramatic fucked in the head, but like, yeah, I mean, he's clearly got something going on upstairs that we aren't really seeing. and we're not getting the full story, you know. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I would recommend looking up pretty much any video of Tarantino dealing with interviewers or paparazzi. He's a very, very on-edge kind of guy. But anyway, regardless of all that shit, his movies are fucking amazing. And that's the other funny thing, is that people are actually like, there's a lot of people who think his movies are fucking bad, which, again, that's, you know, I don't give a shit if you have an opinion. Whatever. Can this fucking thing die? Alright, please. Thank you. Jesus. I couldn't focus on Skolex until that shit was dead. It was just chasing me. Yeah, but like, I don't, you know, you're allowed to have differing opinions, but a lot of people who claim that Tarantino's movies are bad point to all the senseless violence and how it's, you know, he just uses violence to make up for the fact that he's bad at fucking writing or something. And I see that and I'm just like, have you watched the movies? Like, yeah, there's violence, lots of it, because why not? I mean, Tarantino says the reason that he likes to put violence in movies is because it's fun, you know? Movies are supposed to be fun. It's not real life. He's not trying to say, like, this is normal. You should be ready to expect this. You know, nobody talks about... People talk about the influence of violence in movies, right? And that violence in movies have on people in the real world, right? They, like, point to Tarantino's movies, and they're like, look at this! He's ruining our fucking... Oh, what's this? I have the tick. I can't take it. Rip. He's ruining people. This generation, people are so desensitized to blah, 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 violence, blah, 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 right? And then I'm like, hey, but do you see people running around, climbing in fucking semi-trucks and being like, transform! Fucking shut up! Movies don't influence people's behavior any more than fucking... I don't even know. Like, I can't even think of an example, because for some reason, all these crazies continue to think that all of these entertainment mediums are fucking turning people into serial killers. Every single entertainment medium has already been accused of turning people into serial killers. All of them. Like, it's crazy. And I don't understand it. Like, it very clearly doesn't. There's evidence to prove that it doesn't. And not only that, there's no evidence to prove that it does. Like, it literally, it's just a complete fallacy with nothing backing it up that has literally just been perpetuated because of fear-mongering. So when people talk about, like, oh yeah, but Tarantino's movies are too violent, I'm just like, I don't get it, you know? It just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, I don't know what Maw of the Void does. This will be the second time I've grabbed it. Assuming that I can fucking take it. But, like, yeah, it's fucking retarded. That's my feeling on it. Also, I'm gonna fight Hush. Maybe. Maybe. You know what, fuck it, let's go ham. If I'm gonna lose spectacularly. So yeah, I don't get that criticism of Tarantino's movies. He just wants to make something entertaining. And if his completely over-the-top style of gore is entertaining, to me, which it is, because it's humorous, because of how unrealistic it is, and it's used for humor, and it's not used for shock, like, for example, Saw movies, right? It's used for humor, not shock. Then yeah, fuck it. I like it. It's cool. Why not? But anyway. And then, you know, the criticism of, like, specifically back to what I started with. People actually use the criticism of there's too much violence because he doesn't know how to write a story. I'm like, alright, you need to actually watch his movies. Because I think the writing in Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, Django Unchained, even Death Proof. I fucking love Death Proof. Alright, so worth noting, Hush's armor is... Hush and Ultra Greed have this whole armor thing going on, where if you hit them too much, they begin to essentially guard, so you have to have time delay between your bursts. Also, where are my flies? Oh, shit! I was like, alright, where are they? Apparently all I have to do is hit the spacebar. But, that's weird. I thought... I don't know. I was reading up on how this thing worked, and I wasn't led to believe that this was how it worked. I guess here we are. Yeah, I thought the writing for every Tarantino movie I've seen is really good. He writes characters as essentially as humans, you know? They're not these they're not these supermen, right? They're just people, they're dudes. Like, some of them are a bit excessive, obviously. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio in Django Unchained is a very bizarre character, a very unique one. And he's definitely not, you know, what could be considered a normal human being, not by today's standards. By back then standards, yeah, I mean, probably. That seems, yeah. But that's kind of why I like it, you know? I think DiCaprio's character was phenomenal. I thought his acting was great. I thought the character was well written. Oh. I really like Tarantino. Tarantino is like my fucking god or something. It's like a religion, according to people who disagree with me. That's the funniest thing that I'll see. When people criticize like dogmatic thinking and shit like that, and then people try and turn it around, and it's like, here's this thing you like. Well, it's like your religion, or whatever. Oh, I do see, okay, there is a counter in the top left. I didn't see that before, for number of flies. It's like, you know, you criticize dogmatic thinking, such as religion and stuff like that. And then people are like, well, this thing that you like must be your religion, or something. It's like, no, maybe I just like it, because I have reasons to. I have explanations behind it. I'm not just blindly like, hey, I like this. See it all the time. Where people criticize liking something and claim that it's your fucking religion or whatever. I mean, people say it all the time with atheism. It's like, atheism is just as much a religion as Christianity. Look at Richard Dawkins. This guy is your god, or something like that. I mean, not really. I don't fucking care what Richard Dawkins does. I mean, yeah, like a lot of, he gets into debates a lot, and he has pretty good points a lot of the time. But I mean, if he says something I disagree with, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I mean, fuck it, whatever. He's not like this thing that can do no harm or something. Although, real talk, Richard Dawkins gets so much fucking flack, it's hilarious. If you've never gone onto Twitter and looked at Richard Dawkins' Twitter, do it. It is gold. It's pure gold. Also, this fight is absurd. I'll be honest. But like, Richard Dawkins explained a thing, it was about, essentially transgender politics and shit like that. Because people obviously want to hear his opinion on everything. Because he's a very frontal figure of a lot of things. But people wanted to like hear his opinion on it. And so he's like, you know, if we're going by biology, then, you know, clearly it should be based on their chromosomes or whatever. But, you know, if somebody would prefer to be referred to as, you know, a different gender, then I'll refer to them as that. And then people saw that and were like, how dare you claim that that it's only biology. It's like, when did I claim that? I said if. If you're gonna go based on biology alone, then yeah, they're still their born gender or whatever. I never once implied that's the way that I saw them. Fucking, this fight is so goddamn ridiculous if it goes on for more than like 8 seconds. Or 8 minutes in this case. Yeah, I like to just look at Richard Dawkins' Twitter because it's funny. Because like 99% of what it is basically him defending himself against people who are just completely insane. Who like are trying to imply things that are nowhere to be seen, you know? They're trying to make Richard Dawkins seem like this horrible, evil beast from completely pointless, you know, unassuming statements that he makes. Also, I'm sorry if this topic has worn on, because I probably should have finished this run minutes ago. But based hush, dude. Fucking stop! I need to kill you. I need to murder you, dude. Fuck off with it. What was that? That was Maw of the Void, I guess? I don't know what it does. Thank you. Jesus. I sure hope that gives me a fuckload of points. It seems to have not. Whoops. It's alright. You know what? I did it. And that's what counts at the end of the day. Or something. Something like that. Yeah, this isn't bullshit at all. Good room. Fucking stop. Stop walking directly in front of me, you monsters. Jesus Christ. Oh shit! Why was there a black heart there? That was interesting. I didn't see it either. For a second I thought that I got that black heart by just picking up a red heart, but I feel like that's just wrong. Also, doesn't this guy fly? Yeah, so what the fuck am I... Why are there spikes in that room then? I do not understand. Fucking... God damn it! These enemies are very frustrating to deal with. This is why you don't pick up piercing shots when you have Dr. Fetus. Which, by the way, every time that I say Dr. Fetus, I can, for some reason, the first thing that pops into my head is the name Cletus. And I think it's just because I find that name hilarious. And the only thing I attribute to the name Cletus is, it's basically, to me, it's a joke name. Specifically when followed, well, specifically it has to be followed by Bumfuck. Cletus Bumfuck is probably my favorite joke name of all time. Question, question, question. I mean, same. I'll patiently wait, Mr. Red Ghost. Oh my god, my face is so fucked up. Poor Maggie.
Pretty.
Oh. Oh no. I feel like I know what this pill did. I think it gave me Curse of the Maze. Oh no. I should be bombing through these rooms. I should. I'm of course not going to. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay. I'm assuming I'm going the correct way. Nice, I was. If I get turned around one more time though, I'll be lost probably. And by turned around, I mean Curse the Maze. Alright, let's fight. How did... I don't want to talk about this. I just don't want to talk about that. I just don't want to talk about it, man! You know, you feel me? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Gotta go faster, faster, faster. Alright, let's find out what my score. Hey, 131st. I didn't even realize that. They just use TH. I'm 131st, guys. That's funny. So where did I get most of my bonus? I guess stage bonus and exploration bonus was most of my pointage. Let's check out the overall leaderboards. Let's go global. Hey, look, a bunch of cheaters. How about friends? Damn it, nobody's done it yet. Shit. And my speed wasn't very good, huh? Like level -1 in 1 minute 38 seconds. Level 41 in 0 seconds. Right, so those guys definitely nailed it. I got 131st though. That felt good. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode. That was really fun. If you did, you know, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. And you know what? I think, you know what? Just to reward you guys for being so kind, I think I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, I think I'll come back tomorrow with another episode. So look forward to that shit. That'll be great. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.